When they found Marcus's camera in that creek, the memory card was still intact. The last 47 seconds of footage shows something I can't unsee. A massive figure approaching him with his own skinning knife in its hand, and Marcus whispering one sentence that made my blood run cold. It knows exactly what it's doing. But here's what haunts me most. What did the search team find at that elk carcass that made the Forest Service immediately seal off 40 square miles and refuse to ever speak about it again? I need to tell you about Marcus Webb. This isn't easy for me. Marcus was 43 years old in October of 2019. He lived in a small town in Oregon, about 2 hours from Portland. He worked at a lumber yard during the week. Every October for the past 15 years, he took 1 week off. That week was sacred to him. It was elk hunting season, and Marcus never missed it. He'd pack his truck, drive 6 hours into the backcountry, and spend 7 days alone in the wilderness. His ex-wife used to hate it. His kids thought he was crazy, but Marcus always said those 7 days kept him sane the other 51 weeks of the year. I got the footage from someone who works in evidence storage. I can't say who. They made me promise never to use their name. What I can tell you is that the camera was found 3 weeks after Marcus went missing. It was in a creek bed, wedged between two rocks. The memory card was damaged, but not destroyed. A tech company in Seattle recovered most of the files. The police watched it once, then they locked it away. The family never saw it. The public never saw it. Until now. Marcus drove out on October 7th. The forecast was clear. Temperatures in the low 40s at night, mid-60s during the day. Perfect hunting weather. He had his usual gear, a rifle, a tent, a sleeping bag rated for 20 degrees, 5 days of food, water purification tablets, and his camera. Marcus always brought a camera. He liked to film his hunts, not for YouTube or anything like that, just for himself. Something about watching the footage later in his living room made him feel connected to the woods even when he was back in civilization. The first video on the card is from October 8th. Morning, you can hear birds. The sound is crisp and clear. Marcus is walking through Douglas firs. The tree trunks are thick, probably 3 feet across. Moss hangs from the branches. Everything looks green and alive. His breathing is steady. He's in good shape for his age. He stops at one point and pans the camera across a meadow. Tall grass, some wildflowers still blooming even though it's fall. He doesn't say much in this clip, just day one, weather's good, feeling good. He set up camp near a creek. The water was shallow, maybe 6 inches deep, running over smooth stones. You could drink it after filtering. The tent was orange, a two-person model, even though he always went alone. He liked having the extra space. In one clip from that afternoon, he's showing his setup. Tent near the tree line, fire ring made from rocks, food hung in a bag from a high branch to keep bears away. Everything looks normal. Everything looks safe. But then he mentions something. It's quick, easy to miss if you're not paying attention. He's pouring coffee from a thermos and he says, "Woods are quiet today. Haven't seen any elk sign yet. Haven't seen much of anything, really." The way he says it, there's something in his voice. Not worry exactly, more like confusion. Marcus knew these woods. He knew what they should sound like. And that day they were too quiet. That night the camera picks up audio. Marcus must have left it recording outside the tent. Maybe he wanted to catch night sounds, owls or coyotes or whatever moved through camp. For about 20 minutes there's nothing, just wind in the trees. Then you hear it. 3 knocks, wood on wood. Loud and sharp, then silence. Then 3 more knocks from a different direction. Marcus unzips his tent. You hear the zipper clear as day. His voice is calm. "Probably another hunter," he says, "trying to call an elk." But there's something in his tone that doesn't match his words. He knows how far he hiked in. He knows how remote this spot is. The chances of another hunter being this deep, this late at night, are very small. The next morning, Marcus is following the creek. The camera is handheld, bouncing a little as he walks. He's looking for tracks. Elk come to water in the early morning. He should find prints in the mud, and he does find prints, but not elk. He stops walking. The camera steadies as he crouches down. What fills the frame makes my skin crawl every time I see it. It's a handprint, in the mud, right at the edge of the water. But it's huge. The palm is wider than Marcus's whole hand spread out. The fingers are thick, almost human-shaped but longer, rougher. Marcus doesn't say anything for 10 seconds. He just films it. Then quietly, almost to himself, he whispers, "What the hell made that?" He doesn't touch it, doesn't put his own hand next to it for scale. Later, I wondered why. Maybe some part of him knew that taking that comparison shot would make it too real, would force him to accept what he was looking at. Instead, he stands up. The camera swings back to the creek, and he just keeps walking. That afternoon, he found the elk carcass, or what was left of it. It was about half a mile from his camp, in a dense section of forest where the sunlight barely reached the ground. The elk had been a cow, maybe 300 pounds when she was alive. Now she was scattered, ribs pulled apart, legs twisted at wrong angles. Marcus filmed it for almost a minute. He walks around it slowly. "This wasn't a bear," he says. His voice is steady, but there's an edge to it now. "Bears tear, they rip. This looks, He stops talking. The camera focuses on the spine. It's been separated from the body, not broken. Separated, like something pulled it apart joint by joint. "This looks like butchering," he finally says. Day 3 started different. Marcus woke up before dawn. You can hear it in the footage. The zipper of his sleeping bag. The rustle of him getting dressed in the dark tent. His breath makes little clouds in the cold air when he steps outside. The temperature had dropped overnight, probably down to the 30s. He's wearing layers now. A thick jacket, gloves, an orange vest because it's required by law during hunting season. The sky is that deep blue it gets right before sunrise. Stars still visible, but fading. He makes coffee on his camp stove. The little flame flickers in the wind. He doesn't talk much in this clip. Just sips his coffee and watches the tree line. Around 7 in the morning, the sun finally breaks over the mountains. The whole forest turns gold. Marcus shoulders his rifle and heads east. He's moving slow. Careful. Stepping over fallen branches, pausing every few minutes to listen. This is how you hunt elk. You move through their territory like a shadow. You become part of the forest. At one point, he stops and points the camera at fresh tracks, elk prints in soft earth. His voice is barely a whisper. "Bull, big one, maybe an hour old." He's smiling. You can hear it in his voice even though you can't see his face. This is what he came for. He follows those tracks for 2 hours. The terrain gets rougher, steeper. He's breathing harder now. The camera work gets a little shakier, but he doesn't stop. Can't stop. Any hunter knows that feeling. When you're on fresh sign and your whole body is electric with focus, nothing else exists. Just you and the animal you're tracking, just the forest and the hunt. Then at 9:47 in the morning, he sees it. The bull elk, standing in a clearing about 80 yards away. Marcus drops to one knee. The camera is still running, but it's pointing at the ground now. You can only hear his breathing. Slow and controlled. He's lining up his shot. The rifle cracks once, sharp and loud. Birds explode from nearby trees. Then silence. "Got him," Marcus says. His voice shakes a little, not from fear, from adrenaline, from the weight of taking a life even when it's legal and necessary. Clean shot, he's down. The next clip shows Marcus standing over the elk. It's huge, probably 600 pounds. Antlers that spread 4 feet across. Marcus sets the camera on a rock, angles it so it can film him working. This is standard. Hunters document their kills. Proof of a clean harvest. He pulls out his knife. The blade is 6 inches long, sharp enough to split paper. He kneels beside the elk and starts field dressing. This is hard work, messy work. You have to open the body cavity, remove the organs, cool the meat down fast or it spoils. Marcus knows what he's doing. He's done this dozens of times, but he keeps pausing, looking up, looking around. At one point, he wipes his forehead with his sleeve and stares into the trees behind him. "Thought I heard something," he mutters. He goes back to work. His hands are red now. The knife moves with practiced skill. Cut here, pull there, separate this from that. The light is starting to fade. It's maybe 5 in the afternoon. Shadows are getting longer. The temperature is dropping again. Marcus is rushing now. He needs to finish before dark, before the really cold air settles in. That's when you hear it on the audio. Footsteps, not four-legged, two-legged, heavy, deliberate, walking through brush about 30 yards away. Marcus freezes. His hand is still holding the knife, still inside the elk's body cavity, but his head snaps up. His whole body goes rigid. The footsteps stop. For maybe 10 seconds, nothing. Just wind. Just Marcus's breathing getting faster. Then the footsteps start again. Closer now, circling, moving from his left to his right, always staying in the thick trees where the shadows are darkest. Marcus pulls his hand out slowly, wipes it on his pants, reaches for his rifle. It's leaning against the rock next to the camera. His fingers wrap around it. He brings it up to his shoulder, points it toward the sound. "I know you're there," he calls out. His voice is strong, but there's a tremor underneath. "I'm armed. Show yourself." Nothing. The footsteps have stopped again. The forest has gone completely silent. No birds, no insects, nothing. Just the sound of Marcus's heart, which you can almost hear through the camera microphone. Then it steps out, between two massive fir trees, into a shaft of dying sunlight. The camera catches it for maybe 3 seconds before Marcus stumbles backward and the angle goes crazy. But those 3 seconds are enough. I've watched them 100 times, slowed them down, zoomed in as much as the quality allows. It's over 8 feet tall, maybe closer to 9. Covered in dark brown hair, matted, thick, shoulders broader than any man I've ever seen, arms that hang down past where its knees would be. But it's the face that gets me. Even in that brief glimpse, even with the poor lighting, you can see it's not human. The brow is too heavy, the jaw is too wide. But it's not an animal either. There's something in the eyes, something that looks back at you with understanding. Marcus is saying something. The words tumble out fast and break. "Oh God, oh Jesus, what are you?" The creature doesn't move, just stand there, watching him, watching the dead elk. Its head tilts slightly to one side. Then it makes a sound, low and deep. It rumbles up from its chest, not a growl, not quite, more like a question, like it's asking something. The sound lasts maybe 5 seconds, then stops. Marcus has backed up 10 feet now. His rifle is still raised, but his hands are shaking so bad the barrel is wobbling. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe. I don't want you missing out on tomorrow's new Bigfoot story. Thanks for watching. Marcus takes another step back. His boot catches on a root and he almost falls. The camera swings wild for a second. Sky, trees, ground. When it steadies, the creature is moving toward the elk. Not rushing, just walking. Each step is heavy. You can hear the thud of its feet on the earth. It reaches the carcass and stops, bends down. Those long arms reach out and touch the elk's flank. The hands are massive, fingers thick as broom handles. It runs one hand along the bullet wound, the hole in the elk's chest where Marcus's shot went through. The creature makes another sound. This one is different, sharper, angry. It stands up fast and turns to look at Marcus. Even through the camera, you can feel the weight of that stare. Marcus's voice comes out barely above a whisper. "I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was yours." His hands are still shaking. The rifle is still pointed at the creature, but his finger isn't on the trigger anymore. Some part of him knows that shooting won't help. Won't solve this, might make it worse. The creature looks at him for a long moment, then back at the elk. Then it does something that makes my stomach turn every time I watch it. It reaches down and closes the elk's eyes, gently, like you would close the eyes of a person, like it's showing respect, showing grief. Then it turns and walks back into the trees. Not running, just walking, like it's giving Marcus a chance, a warning. The message is clear without words. Leave. Leave now. Leave the elk. Leave this place. Marcus doesn't need to be told twice. He grabs the camera, leaves his knife on the ground, leaves the elk, leave everything. He runs. The footage is just chaos for the next 2 minutes. Bouncing images of trees and scaling his own feet pounding on the forest floor. His breathing is ragged, gasping. He's saying something over and over, but you can't make out the words. Just scary sounds. Animal sounds. He makes it back to camp as the last light is dying. The camera shows his hands fumbling with his backpack, shoving things inside, not organizing, not being careful, just grabbing. Sleeping bag, food, water bottles. He's muttering to himself. Gotta go. Gotta get out. Stupid. So stupid. I should have left yesterday. He's trying to pack by feel now because it's getting too dark to see clearly. His headlamp is somewhere, but he can't find it. I don't have time to find it. The forest around him is black, completely black. No moon tonight, no stars visible through the tree cover. That's when he hears it. Wood knocking. 3 sharp cracks. Close. Maybe 50 yards from camp. Marcus freezes. Stop packing. His head turns toward the sound. Then from the opposite direction. 3 more knocks. Then from behind him. 3 more. He's surrounded. They're all around him. He whispers into the camera. There's more than one. Oh God, there's more than one. His voice breaks on the last word. 4 knocks now. From the direction of the creek. Then a long howling sound. It starts low and rises, gets higher and louder until it fills the whole forest. It doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard. Not a wolf, not a coyote, not human. Something else entirely. Marcus drops his pack, runs to his tent, unzip it so fast the zipper jams. He tears the flap open and crawls inside, zips it closed behind him. Like nylon and mesh will protect him. Like a tent wall means anything to something that size. The camera is inside with him now, pointed at the tent ceiling. You can only hear his breathing, the wind outside, then footsteps, heavy footsteps circling the tent. Slow, deliberate. The creature is taking its time, making him wait, making him scared. Then a shadow passes across the tent wall, huge, blocking out what little light is left. Marcus makes a sound, a whimper. He's trying not to, but he can't help it. Something hits the tent. Not hard, just a push. The whole structure shakes. Marcus scrambles to the far corner. The camera is clutched against his chest now. All you can see is the inside of his jacket. Then another push, harder this time. The tent pole bends. One of the stakes pulls out of the ground. The creature is testing it, seeing how much force it takes, seeing how easy it would be to collapse the whole thing. Marcus is praying now, whispering, please, please just leave. I'll go. I'll leave at first light. Please. The pushing stops. Footsteps move away from the tent. Marcus doesn't move, doesn't make a sound. Minutes pass, maybe 10, maybe 20. Hard to tell. Then a crashing sound, wood splintering. Marcus jumps. What was that? What is it doing? He can't see, but I know what the creature did, because the search team found it later. It tore down 3 trees at the edge of his camp. Not small trees, these were 6 inches across. Ripped them right out of the ground and threw them. One landed 10 feet from the tent. Another crushed his fire ring. The third smashed his cooler. The creature is sending a message. This is what I can do. This is how strong I am. Your walls mean nothing. Your tools mean nothing. You are in my world now. The night goes on forever. The camera records it all. Hours of Marcus sitting in that tent, shaking, crying sometimes, listening to sounds outside. Trees being shaken, branches breaking, rocks being thrown. They hit the ground around his tent with heavy thuds. At one point, something screams. Not the creature, something else. A rabbit maybe, or a raccoon. Something small being killed out there in the dark. The sound cuts off suddenly. Then silence. Terrible silence. The sun comes up slowly on day 4. Gray light filters through the tent fabric. Marcus hasn't slept. You can tell by his face when he finally points the camera at himself. His eyes are red and swollen. His skin looks gray. He's aged 10 years in one night. He speaks directly to the camera now. His voice is hoarse and flat. October 11th, if anyone finds this. If I don't make it out, tell my kids I love them. Tell them I'm sorry I wasn't around more. He stops, swallows hard. Something's out here. something that shouldn't exist, but it does. And I think I made it very angry. He unzips the tent. The sound is loud in the quiet morning. He crawls out slowly. Stand up. The camera pans across his campsite, and what it shows makes your chest tighten. Everything is destroyed. His cooler is crushed flat, food scattered everywhere. His fire ring has been torn apart. The rocks that formed it are thrown in every direction. One is embedded in a tree trunk 5 feet off the ground. The trees at the edge of camp are down, snapped or uprooted. His water containers are punctured, leaking. All his gear that was hung in the tree is on the ground now, shredded. The branch it hung from is broken clean off, 30 feet up. Nothing human did this. Nothing human could do this. Marcus walks through the destruction with the camera. His movements are stiff, mechanical, shock maybe, or just exhaustion. He finds his backpack, open it. Most of what's inside is ruined, food crushed, the water bottle cracked, but his keys are still there. Wallet, phone. The phone is dead. No service out here anyway. He puts them in his jacket pocket. Then he starts walking, not back toward the elk, the opposite direction, toward where he parked his truck. It's a 6-hour hike. Maybe more given how tired he is, but it's his only chance. He has to try. The first hour of footage is just walking. Trees, more trees, rocky ground, a steep slope that makes him breathe hard. He slips once, goes down on one knee, get back up, keep moving. The camera bounces with each step. At one point he stops at a stream, drink water straight from it. No filter, no purification. He doesn't care anymore. Just cups his hands and drinks until his stomach hurts. Then he keeps walking. Around mid-morning he stops. It goes very well. The camera is pointing at the ground, but you can hear it. Footsteps behind him, matching his pace. When he walks, they walk. When he stops, they stop. He turns around fast. The camera swings, shows the forest behind him. Nothing there, just trees and shadows. But the feeling is clear. Something is following. Something is tracking him through the woods, making sure he knows it's there. Marcus's breathing gets faster. He turns back and starts walking again. Quicker now, almost jogging. The footsteps behind him speed up too, staying close, never getting closer, never falling behind, just there, always there. He tries to run, makes it maybe 200 yards before his legs give out. He falls hard. The camera hits the ground, skids a few feet, comes to rest facing back the way he came. And there, in the frame, between two trees, the creature is standing, watching. It's not hiding anymore, not staying in the shadows. It's right there in full daylight, massive and dark and impossible. Marcus crawls toward the camera. Grab it. Pulls himself to his feet using a tree trunk. Please, he says. He's talking to the creature now, begging. Please let me go. I'm leaving. I'm leaving your forest. I won't come back. I swear I won't come back. The creature takes a step forward, then another. It's not rushing, just walking, closing the distance between them. Marcus backs away. Try to, but his legs won't work right. He stumbles, catches himself. The creature keeps coming. Then it makes a sound, words, not English, not any language Marcus knows, but definitely words, syllables that repeat. Katu nesh, katu nesh. Over and over, the tone is angry, accusatory. Marcus is crying now, tears running down his dirty face. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The creature stops about 20 feet away, reaches behind its back. When its hand comes forward again, it's holding something. Marcus's knife, the one he left by the elk. The blade catches the sunlight. The creature holds it up, study it, turns it over in its huge hand. Then it looks at Marcus, right into the camera, right through it. Those eyes are intelligent, more than intelligent. They understand exactly what that tool is for, what it does, what Marcus was doing to the elk with it. Marcus's voice is barely a whisper. Oh God, oh Jesus, no. He's backing away faster now, not looking where he's going, just moving. The creature starts walking again, still not hurrying, still just walking. but each of its steps covers twice the distance of Marcus's. The gap is closing. Marcus is saying something. The words tumble out, broken and desperate. If anyone finds this, if anyone is watching, I didn't mean to. I didn't know it was his. The elk, it was his first. He tracked it. He claimed it. And I stole it. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. The camera angle goes crazy. Marcus has dropped it. Or throw it. Hard to tell. It lands in some brush. The lens is partially blocked by leaves, but you can still see. Still hear. Footsteps running. Marcus running. Then heavier footsteps. Faster than they should be for something that size. A crash of branches. A shout. Cut off suddenly. Then sounds I don't want to describe. Sounds that make me turn the volume down every time. They last maybe 30 seconds. Maybe less. Feels like forever. Then nothing. Just wind. Just birds starting to sing again. The camera keeps recording. Hours of nothing. Just that image of leaves and skate until the battery dies. They found the camera 3 weeks later. A hiker saw something orange in the creek. I thought it was trash. Pulled it out. I saw it was a camera. Turned it in. They found Marcus's truck still parked at the trailhead. Keys in his jacket pocket back at camp. They found the camp. Found the destruction. They searched for 2 weeks. Dogs, helicopters, volunteers walking grid patterns. They found nothing. Nobody. No blood. No sign of Marcus Webb. The Forest Service closed that area. 40 square miles. Said it was for trail maintenance. That was 5 years ago. It's still closed. When they found the elk carcass, something had finished butchering. Marcus started. Every usable piece of meat was gone. Taken. The bones were arranged in a pattern, a warning maybe, or a grave, I don't know. What I do know is this: we're not alone in those woods. And sometimes we take things that don't belong to us. Sometimes we're the thieves, and sometimes the forest takes back what we stole.